Hi, my name's Matt. Welcome to CMEO Retrack. I'm here again to teach you some vocabulary and give you some advice for speaking English in the real world. I've done a couple of other videos on the channel. Maybe you have seen them. If not, you can check them out on the playlist. Today's topic is describing people that you know. We're going to revise some basic vocabulary. We're going to look at some more advanced adjectives, both positive and negative, for describing people. And then we're going to talk about the questions that we use. Now, there are three questions that I'm going to look at today, and it's a little bit confusing because they are very, very similar. So let's go with the first question. The first question is, what does he look like? Or what does she look like? Or what do they look like? Remember, with pronouns in English, if we don't know if someone is male or female, or if it's not important if they are male or female, we often use the pronoun they, which needs to take a plural verb. So not what does they, but what do they. And also some people decide to use the pronoun they for their own reasons, and that's absolutely fine. So I've got some pictures here. So what do they look like? Here is my first friend. And the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is hair. Now, you've probably learned lots of words already for how to describe hair. People who have long hair, people who have short hair, people who have no hair, we call them bald, B-A-L-D. Myself, I have short, spiky hair. This guy, he's got kind of medium length, wavy hair. Wavy hair. Here we have another person. She has definitely got long, curly hair. So there's three things we talk about when we talk about hair. We normally talk about the length. We talk about the style of the hair. Is it straight, wavy, curly, or spiky, like mine? And then we talk about the color of the hair. Now, obviously, my hair, it's kind of black. It's going a bit gray on the sides now because I'm quite old. What color of hair does she have? She has brown hair. What color hair does she have? Now, you might think she's got orange hair. And yes, the color of her hair is orange. But in English, we would describe this as red hair, using the color red. This girl, she doesn't have yellow hair, she has blonde hair. Blonde hair. And finally, my grandma here, she has silver or grey hair. Okay, that's what's happening to me on the sides now. Now, all of those words, they're colors, obviously, so they're adjectives. Just like all the words I used previously, long, short, medium, straight, wavy, curly, spiky, they're all adjectives. Remember that in English we put the adjective before the noun. So I have short, spiky, black hair. We always do it in that order. Size, style, color, and then the noun. So long, she's got long, straight, blonde hair. She's got long, curly, brown hair. She's got long, wavy, red hair. And he's bald. That last one is an adjective, but we don't use it to describe a noun. We just say he is bald. Now, we can also use nouns to describe females who have different color hair. For example, I can describe her as a redhead. A redhead. She has brown hair, and we can call her a brunette. A brunette, which is a French word. And finally, a blonde, the same as the adjective. So, other nouns that we use when we're describing people, I can describe using myself. I have glasses. I have glasses, and I have some facial hair. I don't have a lot of facial hair, not like my friend here. He has a beard and a moustache. Some people say moustache, some people say mustache. I don't have a beard. I'm just a bit lazy. So today I have stubble. Stubble. Sometimes you see people and they've just got a small beard, and we call that a goatee. A goatee, like the animal goat. So those are some adjectives for describing people's faces, most of which you probably knew already. But we have some other adjectives that we can use to describe appearance in general. Now, you probably already know beautiful to describe a lady and handsome to describe a gentleman. But did you also know the other positive words? Gorgeous, which means very, very beautiful. Stunning. If somebody is stunning, you go, wow, when you see them. A word I'd love to use to describe myself, youthful. I'm not sure I can get away with it anymore. If someone has a youthful appearance, it means they look younger than their actual age. We also have a load of adjectives, both positive and negative, for describing body type. Now, this is a topic you need to be very, very careful with in English. In different cultures, we have different beliefs. I know that in Vietnam it's very acceptable to talk about people's appearance, but in Western cultures, especially in Britain, the UK, Australia, we don't like to talk about other people's body types too much. However, I will teach you some words that you can use if you need to describe someone. So if somebody is thin, we have two ways we can go. We can either call them slender or slim. Now those words would be thought of as being more positive. Or if they're too thin, a word we would use is skinny. Again, that's not a very nice word. Myself, I cannot call myself skinny, unfortunately. Not anymore. I'm a little bit overweight. But you shouldn't be calling people fat or flabby. Or you definitely shouldn't be calling people obese. That's more of a doctor's word. You can say someone is a little bit chubby or a little bit plump. What I just did there is I said a little bit before the adjectives to make them softer. And we do that in English all the time to try and be a little bit more polite, because we like to think about how other people feel as much as possible. Moving on from weight, we can talk about how strong people are. A couple of words for that would be muscular or well-built, if someone spends a lot of time in the gym. A less positive word might be stocky. Now that describes someone who's quite short, but quite muscled. Think about Jean-Claude Van Damme, people like that. Finally, a word that's usually just used to describe women, shapely or curvy. Shapely or curvy. And I think you can probably figure out what that one means yourself. Finally, some words to describe someone's style, how they appear. Now, I am in business dress today to talk to you. In England, we would use the word smart. Now, smart is a confusing word because you might think, wait a minute, smart means clever, smart means smartphone. It has two meanings in English. Smart can mean clever, yes, but especially in British English, we use it to mean somebody who has a tidy appearance. You dress smart if you're going to work. On the other side, if you see me on a Sunday, you might think I'm very scruffy. Scruffy means untidy, and another word for that is unkempt. Unkempt. So all of that was answering the question, what does he look like, or what do they look like? I mentioned to you there are two other questions, and they both use the word like. What is he like, or what are they like, talks about personality. A couple of words for describing personality: ambitious, independent, humorous, reliable, trustworthy, honest, patient, and caring. I'll leave you to look those ones up on your own, but they're all nice positive words for describing someone's personality. The final question, of course, with like, is the one that you expect when you hear the word like, which is, what does he like, or what do they like, talking about interests and hobbies. So when you hear the word like, it doesn't always mean interests. It doesn't always mean hobbies. This is a common mistake that English language learners make when they're listening and they hear the word like. You need to listen carefully. Those questions again then. What does he look like? What is he like? And what does he like? Or for a woman, what does she look like? What is she like? What does she like? Or gender neutral, what do they look like? What are they like? What do they like? Once again, being for appearance, personality, and hobbies and interests. So, tell me about your best friend. Tell me about your partner. What do they look like? What are they like? What do they like? Put something down in the comments, and I'll see you next time.